Before you start going.
Hey guys, welcome back to Fly RC Joe's Workshop. Tonight we got Lonnie here to help us yank on some tubes. So this is going to be fun.
We're going to give it some time for people to get on. So just hang tight.
So I want to say some thanks to, was it David that came on? And asked,
Dave Roth.
David Roth that came on. Dave Roth, sorry. Thanks for the questions. Some of the stuff we were not seeing in the online feed immediately. Sorry, we weren't trying to ignore any of it. But the going to the sign shops for the Mylar, I have not had time to go start checking for that, but that's a great idea. I will definitely let you guys know. But like we said before, using a piece of glass or 60,000 Lexan, or if you have a really nice clean bench that you can, use. My problem is I use mine for drilling holes and scratching and cutting, and I try to replace my tops once a year. I use a lot of what they call builder board. It's a construction paper. I use it on my workbench when I'm laying out for covering. It's just a thin cardboard. You can pick it up at Home Depot, or you can pick it up at mysupplycart.com. And it's under floor covering. We really like that, put it on the benches, but every once in a while we just cut it off, and then I haven't got to putting it back on. Been a little busy lately. So, want you guys...
Give it just a few more minutes.
Okay. So...
You got a lot of guys and we didn't warn them that we were starting. Like we said we were going to, because it got too crazy tonight.
Okay. What else should we talk about? So, hey, it's finally 63 degrees outside. It was absolutely gorgeous finally. So, we're finally warming up. We're still not the California heat like some of the other guys that, but we're getting there. Summertime's finally coming. Cannot wait to start flying.
When you jump on, say hi so we know who's here.
So I'm going to start off with doing this 5/8 tube. Please make sure if you jumped in late, we're going to do each one step by step, just so that as people jump in, that they can see the beginning to the end.
Hi, Carrie.
Hey, Carrie. Oh, Carrie. That's where your husband is.
There he is.
Tracked me down.
She found you.
So you're going to notice these little razors that were sitting over there. Now, what we do is we just take an 80 grit sandpaper and we lightly scuff the tube off. Now you're going to notice that those hairs are there. So you're going to notice that these are still shiny, these dots, okay? Sometimes when you just squeeze on the tube, you can get the dots to pop, okay? But sometimes it doesn't work out. So this one is actually going to come off beautifully. So again, I really didn't want to be the cooking show and go ahead and kind of fake it, I guess. So if one of these is a problem, one of them is a problem. So, but this 5/8 tube looked beautiful. So all I'll do is I'll squeeze it and turn it. Now, if it is ever stuck at all you do is you take a playing card and you shove it underneath the wax paper, and you flatten out a little short piece of drinking straw. Then you can shove that up underneath Oops.
Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Andrew. We're your little guy. Your little.
Wrong Andrew.
Oh, wrong Andrew.
This is Andrew Jaworski.
Oh, hey, Andrew. So, we're just starting out tonight with pulling this little 5/8 tube off. Now, if they ever get stuck, you're going to push a playing card underneath the wax paper, and then you're going to push your straw down underneath. Now, it's just barely underneath there. All you do is you take some air and you puff it in there. Now,
Hi, Brad.
hey, Brad.
You're missing your job, buddy.
We're yanking tubes. That one came off absolutely
That was amazing.
beautifully. So, all you do, the wax paper will actually be stuck in the tube. Now, all I'm going to do is kind of fold the paper in. And then we're going to take some air. We're just going to hit it. Now, roll it around. And it comes out in one nice sleeve. Okay? So, now a super quick way to pull the PVA, you can wipe it down, but
Takes forever.
yeah, it takes forever. Kind of come up with this and it works really fast. Because now I'm going to do another half of this one. I'm going to do another half of 1.5 inches. So we've got to go through, we've got to re-wax, clean the tube back off. I clean it back off with a little bit of alcohol, let that dry, and then I re-wax it, PVA it, and we're done. Now, just put that on there. And the PVA stays stuck to the tape. There's one little piece of PVA. So, I know you can wash it with water. I don't know. I just started doing this. It comes off really beautiful. Now, if you're done with the tube for the night, you want to put it back on. Now, I want you to see how nice and tight of a fit that is.
Hi, Terry.
Hey, Terry. We're just yanking tubes.
Jeez.
So,
Let all your friends know. Joe's yanking tubes. Good golly.
now we're going to try this little tiny 1/2 inch guy. Again, I just take an 80 grit sandpaper and lightly skip this off.
Terry says easy there.
Yeah, good point. Very good point, actually. I know you're being
Anybody gets
sarcastic.
turned a joke into something serious, it's Joe.
Yeah, so you don't want to get all over aggressive and scratch up your wing tube. I've done that before. You don't. Yeah. So we're just going to peel this tape. And again, the little dots are still underneath there. I'm kind of nervous about this little guy. But
I think Burger King has straws that big for their milkshakes.
aluminum ones.
McDonald's has the big straws.
McDonald's has big straws. If it
Same
doesn't
with-
work, well, just go get one of those and say, look, we made it colored.
7-Eleven aluminum ones. So, again, you squeeze it. Beautiful tonight. Lonnie's my lucky charm tonight. I'm going to pull that up and pull it back off. Now, again, just roll your paper in.
Hi, Colton.
Hey, Colton. The first one's done here. So, you just kind of roll it in. Take a blowgun, because the paper wasn't.
Yeah, if you just, it's kind of easier on the bigger tubes, I will say that.
So now, what I'm going to do to finish this one up, take a sharp razor blade.
That's not working.
That one's not sharp.
No, it's not. You can take a razor saw, whatever.
Hey, thanks for sharing, Colton.
Thank you. There's your cleaned up end. Now I want you to, if you guys can see down in there, it's kind of hard on this little guy.
Hold it still.
These are so perfectly smooth.
Hold
If
it
you ever
still.
see me, please make sure you ask to stick something in my hole. Sorry.
Brad
Brad
you
started it last night. I just could not. So, there is the little guy. Again, these are so nice and tight. They fit perfect. If it'll fall off, it stinks. But now, you're also going to notice that these are still soft, okay? At 24 hours, at 48 hours, they really stiffen up. This one's kind of hard to see. The 1.5 inch, you'll really see it. But
If
it
you
is.
do it again and hold still, we can see it.
So you're going to notice that they're still quite soft. So that is the reason why. Yeah, if you're going to start laying up another one and you're in a hurry, you can go ahead and start to lay up the next one. But once you're said and done.
You're right, Colton.
What?
He said the segment had no chance of being kid-friendly.
No. So, you really want to leave this sitting on that tube because it's still going to shrink. So, we were talking last night how these shrink up, and hopefully you guys saw the pictures. I've already played around with this. I played with my tube and stroked it for a while. But, so this one, you're going to see all these little hairs that were cured on there. Again, if you start pulling and you scrub your hand over this, it'll cut you. So we're going to take, these dots, you're going to notice, that's how it sucked down on the tube. We're going to take and we're just going to, again, we're going to take the 8-grit paper. Yeah, I hope you guys noticed that weren't on. There was David that came on, correct?
Dave Roth.
Dave Roth came on and talked about the Mylar in the comments last night. And he had a great idea for where to find that thin Mylar. He said you can get it from sign shops. I'll definitely report back if we can find it there. So. So we just lightly go over that. Yeah, you still have the air dots. Really just kind of give it a squeeze. Man, Lonnie, you are really good luck tonight.
You're going to have to use the air.
These things are coming off amazing, but I'll show it again when I talk about on that. again, some of the biggest key is how much you pull on it, and how much you roll. The guys that just roll, they're extremely loose, for my likings, let's put it that way.
Matthew Finley wants to know what the framed up fuse is behind you.
Upper or low? Well, which one of the two? So,
There's a couple in there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
this one right here is the one that I'm starting to do the foam wing segment on. This is a PAU 43% edge that came in, and I wanted to do a little customization to it. That little customization is going to go a little deeper and deeper, and we're going to go through every part of that, like wings, wing tube. We're going to redo the canopy. We're going to redo the rudder. Now, I really want to say first that the PAU 43% airplane is definitely one of my favorite ARC 3D airplanes with a ZDZ 180, and I'm not pitching ZDZ because you guys know who I am, but I really love that combo. The DLE 222, it pulls it around well, but I love the 180 in that airplane. It's just a combo that is amazing. Love that airplane. I'm actually going to redo.
I got my tap.
Hey guys.
Come say hi. Come
Watch
stand
it
next to Daddy.
Come
and
here,
say
kiddo.
hi. You
I
got
got my
one
tap shoe on.
one tap shoe on.
This is my wonderful daughter Danica with her one tap shoe. She's now 4. She is a joy. So she loves coming to Daddy's workshop. She has lots of toys in here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you say hi to everybody?
Hi.
So,
Hi, John.
hey, John.
We got Lonnie here tonight.
So we just pulled that tape off. First thing is just try to twist it. Okay. This one twists. You know.
There's a first time for everything.
3 perfect tubes. This really doesn't ever.
Monkey, you can't
Hey.
dance in here tonight.
Hey, just a minute, okay? We can't hear.
Can you sit down on this stool? Sit down on the stool, please.
I like tap on this. I love tapping on this.
Yep.
Yeah, silver stuff.
Okay.
See?
Let's be quiet just for a minute, okay?
Rowan said hi back.
Hey, how are you? Again. So, going back to the 43% PAU. Absolutely love it.
What are you guys playing?
But the crazy part with me is I have this high altitude wing that is a thin aspect wing that generates a lot of lift, and I just really want to try it on the airplane. So to all of you out there that are thinking, oh, I'm building this wing because the genuine PAUs are heavy. No, it's really not. And it's a great flying airplane. But just me being crazy. So, or getting ridiculous. That's, yes, for sure. So, again, sorry.
Show me again. John wants to see your muscles when you do this. Roll your sleeves up.
So, pant legs or arms? No.
It's a close
So-
up of the tube.
So we took a playing card, we slid it underneath the wax paper. Now you can take your card and stick it up underneath there, and you're going to see how it's stuck up underneath there. And then you just take a rubber tip blowgun, stick it in the end of your tube, and squeeze it out. You're going to see how it just literally air goes all the way down the tube. If you ever have one of the little dots that you can't move, you're trying to muscle it and it won't move, do the air trick and it really...
Oh my gosh.
I want to give a huge thanks to everybody's tubes tonight that are absolutely perfect. Normally you're going to get some that flare out that you have to clean up, things like that. What it is, these tubes are perfect. This one came from Rick at Fibertech and More. Beautiful tube. That's all I can say. I mean,
Yeah, that's never happened.
it's never happened, guys, honestly, and
these fit great. I mean, so we're just gonna roll the wax paper around just a little bit.
They're kind of nice.
Carrie says that didn't happen last time.
No, it does
didn't.
not.
Well,
So-
turn it off.
I accidentally broke that wax paper. So we're just gonna roll it around. And that one is beautiful. You can use a pair of scissors, whatever. Because it is extremely soft at this point. That is the reason it is key to. I would at least lay these tubes back on for at least one night. Because at this stage in the game, see, there you go. Extremely soft. The more it cures, the better it gets. Hold on 1 second.
It's kind of dark out there, Dad.
So, one of the other crazy ones is, I have Danica's wonderful bottle brush when she was little, stuck into an aluminum tube. It has a foam, but then it has just some nice soft bristles. I really don't want to damage up my tubes.
Welcome, JR.
Hey! So, we're just going to scrub that tube down just a little bit because we have one piece of wax paper sitting up in there. So, I'm going to lightly just spin that down. Try to get that out of there.
Welcome, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
And Dad, tell
So-
them about my tap shoes.
Yeah. I'll watch you with your tap shoes in a
She
minute.
wants to tell them about her tap shoes.
Oh, her tap shoes are wonderful, guys. They're so, but now we've got that taken out of there. You're going to notice how nice and shiny and smooth the inside of those tubes are.
Thanks, Dad, for saying that. No, baby.
Yeah.
That was like a very nice way to describe my back. Now, baby, that was really ticklish.
You're not.
Get that one cleaned off and we'll put this back on for the night. And then tomorrow, if anybody wants me to see me do it again, step by step, please make sure to ask. If there's any questions that we've left out, please make sure to ask. We might even try to do just a video to hit those key items. So now the wing tube's all nice and cleaned off. The tape really does it. Just pulls it right off beautifully. Super, super fast.
What's your take on polyacrylic versus Sweet System or etc. West System? Sorry.
So, I don't know. I really just used the West Systems. I played with some acrylics, like the stinky fiberglass stuff I believe that you're talking about. I just like the West Systems epoxy. I've really never had one, as long as when I'm putting together my wings and I'm installing my wing shucks, I always set it up on a great big long bench out there, and we'll show one on Lonnie's project that we're working on. We put the tube in the wing when we're poly-gluing with the Elmer's Ultimate or Gorilla Glue, because it will shrink it down just a little bit. So I always have my tube put in there. And they always come out just absolutely perfect tight. So that one's all done.
JR says, thanks for sharing. It's nice to learn these techniques. I come from the ARF generation, and these are very educational. Thanks.
You know, that's exactly what this all came about. Because, hey, if you can pick up a piece of phenolic from TNT landing gear, and it fits, great, right on you. But the problem is, they don't have the 38 millimeter sleeves. I just haven't been happy with the sleeves that I've found. Let me show you guys one more in just a second.
And again, please like our page, share our videos, spread the word. When we get up to 150, 200 likes on our page, we're going to do a little giveaway.
The old one was a baby too.
So, I just want to show you guys. This was not a cheap tube. I don't even want to think about it. But, so they were going to get me a 2-inch tube with a nice 2-inch sleeve. The problem is, the tube and the sleeve are the same thickness. This thing weighs an absolute 1.5 tons.
Whoa.
That's the reason I've never ever used it. I'll end up using, not the sleeve, because the sleeve is actually squishy. The tube is a beautiful tube. I'll end up using this and doing my sleeves. But this is a 51 millimeter wing tube to fit in an EG aircraft that I bent the wing tube on, and so I went looking for this really odd size. And that's really where this all started. There isn't a 38 millimeter sleeve. There isn't a 51 millimeter sleeve out there. But there's some of those really odd sizes. So definitely, I recommend to just go get yourself some epoxy resin, find an old wing tube kicking around, an aluminum tube, wax it, PVA it. Try it a few times. It helps once you've done a few. These ones tonight, guys, this just doesn't happen. And I'm serious. We're not playing the whole cooking show trick of let's try it. And that now that it's perfect tonight, let's do it again. You can ask Lonnie. Nope. I did not want to even do that. So once you get it down and how much tug and how much roll, they really, really do come out awesome. So it'll help you to be able to do any modification. Hey, I just want to move a tube up in an airplane, and you only need a little tiny piece for your fuselage. Well, now you can actually make that piece instead of struggling to get it in or out. So,
Welcome, Matt.
Also,
hey, Matt.
Also useful, like on that pilot edge, where we ordered a stock wing tube and we slid it in, and it's just rattling around inside.
Yep.
So we have to make a new.
Yep. The stab, he's dead right. So I came across a damaged fuselage, and Lonnie's gonna build this new airplane. It's a 43% PAU. I just got the fuselage, and what he's talking about is the stab on this airplane. Even though we bought the tube from Chief to fit it, it was just rattly. Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to sand the old one out. We're going to sleeve the new one right through the original spot, high-sol it back in there, and be done. And it's actually going to fit.
Hey,
like it
Randy.
should. So,
Welcome, Rhett.
hey. So, before we jump off, is there any questions that I have missed, or anything that anybody has got any other questions on? I guess not. So,
Not
But-
seeing
then the other fuselage underneath is a project that Terry, Randy, and myself are doing. It's a 330 SE, but I get a little crazy busy on a million projects, and I will get to it this year. But that one, fuselage is done. It'll be done soon. Hey, if you guys,
Rhett wants to know, have you had this problem with an Extreme Flight 91 Extra?
what kind of problem?
I'm guessing the loose tubes.
So, do you want to pull, now is it in the fuselage, or is it in the, yeah, I've had this problem with every ARF.
Welcome,
you'll
David.
get them
Yes, on the stab.
on the stab. So, in the elevator part of the stab or through the fuselage, either way you can replace these, not a problem. Now,
In the fuse, she
okay,
says.
in the fuse, heck yeah. Just go ahead and make yourself a little section. Do the layup just like we talked about. Build yourself a little, do
do a 7-inch piece. You're going to have enough to redo that thing 3 times. You will get it perfect. Yep. It's
There is a trial and error process.
big time. And tonight, I really thought we were going to be going for an hour. I mean, we struggled and struggled. And it just all depends. But it really depends on the quality of the tube. I have one from this project. That I could sand down these tips. Again, it has the exact same problem, how it's nice and smooth in the center. This is something to really watch for on your first experiences, because if you have a problem really getting it off, don't give up. It might just be a tube. But this is just a tube that's been sitting around. I don't even remember where it came from. But yeah, don't get overly frustrated, because it might just be a defective tube. This one really likes to walk, but then it gets stuck up here. We are going to go ahead and sand this down. I don't recommend sanding tubes too much. We all know that that's bad, but this is a super thick tube, so I'm okay with sanding it down, especially where it's only out on the tips. We're never playing with the intersection. Now, going into something real quick, I will do a step-by-step when we get over here to the 1.5 inch for the center section of the fuselage. This is another, I don't know, I just like the look of it. It's not any stiffer than what we do here with 2 wraps of 1.4 and 2 wraps of 3.6. What we do is 2 full wraps of 1.4 ounce cloth. Let that fully cure. Pop it loose. Make sure that it turns. We don't take it off all the way, but we just make sure it lightly turns. Then we retake the wax ends. And then we take a braided sleeve from ACP and we slide it over. We make sure we have the right amount that we needed. And
JR wants to know if you're referring to carbon tubes or aluminum tubes on sanding.
don't ever sand an aluminum tube.
Carbon.
Really? Yes,
All
carbon.
his tubes are carbon now.
Yep.
And then Duke Smith says baby powder.
If it's tight, yes. If it's loose, baby powder won't work. If it's super loose, one of the things that you can do is you can put some clear packing tape lengthwise and roll it over. I've done the clear packing tape trick. It does hold up for quite a long time. But for me anymore, I'd rather just pull them out and fix them. Yes, baby powder, if it's tight, will really help. But
JR said he had baby powder make his stick much worse.
yeah, exactly. If it's super tight. Now, one of the big keys that you guys got to look at is it in the actual defective tube that it's ballooned up here on the outside edge? Or is it, like I said, I mean, hey, the inner of this thing is absolutely perfect. You're going to see that, okay? But I try to go this way and I can see right where that tightness begins. When we come back over here, you're going to notice that it gets really tight. Well, I think a lot of people are opening up the entire fiberglass sleeve when all they had to do is fix just a tip. So really kind of ask yourself, one good way to check this on an ARF is stick it through the fuselage and see if it gets tighter throughout a certain section. Then if it did get tighter, I'm going to take a piece of tape and I'm going to mark right where that is, and I'm going to only sand out here on this little tip. Then I'm going to go back through the fuselage and I'm going to check it until it's the same all the way through. Yeah, so, but this, now this is normally what they're like. But again, this is a bad tube. Here.
This is why we have Lonnie here, because this is usually how we're pulling off the other ones.
Don't break it, Dad.
Don't worry.
See?
No, we're not making it to null this year, Rhett.
So, I am absolutely, I'm going to sand this down. I've already made all these parts, and I'll use this in another project. But
Love this new tube from Rick. So I'm going to go ahead and just make new sockets. It's not a huge problem.
We're bummed too. Just a busy summer.
Yeah, for sure. So this carbon fiber sleeve, you're going to notice that it's perfect. Okay, it's not too soft. It's not heavy at all. Oh, sorry. 2 wraps of 1.4 ounce cloth. Then we pull the whole sleeve to the other end. Then we wet up just...
Sorry, guys. It's the kids. Yes, Danica's out here. Okay, bye.
What?
So
did you say?
we're going to literally take this and wet up the fiberglass socket, leaving it on here. We haven't pulled it all the way up. And then we're just going to take the sleeve up and over it, and then I'm just going to take my hands and I'm literally going to just push. And the resin comes right up to the top, and it works perfect. So, and they look really nice and dry. They're super, super light. Just to show you guys here.
Am I coming over there? I'm trying not to make him seasick.
Yeah, I can tell you guys. So this entire tube,
Bring it over here. That moves easy.
this entire tube, 1 ounce. And it is 14 and a half, almost 15 inches long.
Whoa, it's almost to 16, Dad.
1 ounce. So my entire sleeve section for...
Okay, Rhett has another question.
Okay, shoot.
If I have elevator flutter, how can I fix that without getting new servos and not decreasing throw? Because I fly 3D, I need at least 60 degrees.
So on elevators, I hate to say 60 degrees of throw, you don't really need it. On an extreme flight 91-inch edge, it has counterbalances. You're actually finding out that you're overstalling it. You only really need to hit 50 to 55 degrees of throw. One of the big keys, if you're getting flutter, yes, that wing tube in there is making it sloppy, so you're onto something on that one. Go ahead and take some clear packing tape just in the center section of your wing tube and just tighten that up at first. Just throw some clear packing tape around just the center section so that it tightens up in that fuselage. Because you're getting flutter because it's back there doing that number on you. Which is then going to start breaking your tabs on your elevators, and it's just going to get worse. The other thing you really need to make sure of is, are you hinge gapped? Now you can use Blenderm, you can use electric fly hinge tape, you can, we will go through hinge taping. I do it on everything. I use covering or I use a lot of Blenderm. So make sure that you're hinge gapped. Now a lot of guys will leave their hinging kicked back because they're trying to get 60 degrees of throw. The big key is you can do that, but make sure you're hinge gapped, or you're going to have
Terry
problems.
says gap seal for flutter and check hardware.
Yep, check hardware too, big time. Check your ball links. That's the number one reason of flutter. Yeah, hopefully that helps. So, no, I sure wish we were going to Null this year, but we live all the way in Salt Lake City, and to drive there is unreal. To fly there, not too bad. Brad and I went this last year and met up with Terry and Randy, and it was a blast. I love the Null. I mean, that place is amazing. The friendships, the people you get to meet, the camaraderie of that place is just, it's truly amazing. So
You can tell him I'm not letting you go this year.
we have a lot of stuff coming up this year. I've got almost every weekend booked for months right now. It's nuts. I'm gonna start trying to go out in the evenings sometime and
Now,
get
Brad,
in some flying.
did you hear the part where I said I'm not letting him go this year? I have my class reunion, and we're going to Seattle. He says, you're a pussy, you should take a red-eye flight.
I will tell you, the laughs that we've had, red-eye flights.
He'll pick you up at 10:30.
Dude, you're killing me. You're really hurting this year.
It's Rhett's first year, so you're going to enjoy it, Rhett.
You really are. When you see everybody there, there's no egos. And if somebody has an ego,
Have a good night,
you know what to
JR. Thanks
do
for
with them.
coming on.
So it's super, super fun. Yeah, good night, JR. That place it's amazing how everybody's just friends and the friendships you make there are amazing. So, yeah. So hopefully this helped tonight. We're gonna go ahead and jump off here. We really want to thank you guys for coming on tonight.
Thank you for putting up with the family time tonight.
Yes, thank you guys very much for understanding that. You know,
Like you said, we're a team.
this hobby it's a lot to me. But so is my kids and so is my family, and I really appreciate my wife for doing all this help and sitting behind the camera and giving us a hand on this so that we can share these tips. So I sure hope this helped.
Rhett has another question. Danica, can you be quiet for just a minute?
Yeah.
Thank you. Do you know the Aero Plus Edge 5400 111?
No. So I've seen a bunch of pictures. I've looked inside of some of their builds, but no. Mile High RC was selling them for a while. I got really, really tempted in one, but almost everything I build and fly is 40%ers. I have very few 100cc airplanes.
540. He meant 540.
Yeah, the 540 or the 330. But yeah, my opinion is formed because I haven't even seen one here in Utah at the airfields. And I go to 2 different places, and I have not personally seen one. So.
Duke says you have to ask Brad about his flight tonight.
Okay, I will give you a call in just a few minutes, Brad. So,
Okay.
thank you guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Have a wonderful night.